Alright, hello. Welcome back to the Daily Update on 1000 Day Challenge. This is day 578, so let's get things started. Alright, so first and foremost, in terms of balance update-wise, it remains the same, no change in terms of that. But actually, I enter a couple of setup in terms of experimental trade setup, somewhere in terms of profit, somewhere in terms of loss. So I'll be updating and tabulating the balance after this video itself. All right, otherwise, if we look in terms of a money structure update, as today is 1st of March. So over on the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, actually, we did transit over to somewhat like a negative bearish market structure. So that's something to bear in mind, especially for, say, Nasdaq. So for S&P 500, still not yet. So you can see that, of course, we still from higher high and technically haven't break this low yet. So we are still in a neutral territory. On the other hand, for Nasdaq, very clear cut. We did form a lower low on that, although we did from a higher high. So actually transited to just neutral market structure itself. So yeah, there's something to bear in mind. And of course, for the ASH and KWEB, nothing too surprising. Finally, we managed to close the previously at a high and a higher high, low and a higher low. But now we actually form a high and low high and low and a lower low. So definitely a transition to bearish market structure. We could potentially see further downside, especially price below the 20 exponential moving average on the monthly chart itself. So that's definitely something to take note of. And then over here for KWEB is also something mistake I made earlier on, which is the fact that we actually broken this very long ago, but then I didn't update this on a monthly chart basis, because that definitely would transit to a bearish market structure on the monthly chart basis, at least on here, on the technical basis of here. All right, so otherwise, that's basically in terms of money structure update itself. So one thing I'd like to highlight for Bitcoin itself is right now is probably a little bit different from the rest of the market, which is tentatively a good sign. So you can see it's actually a little bit more correlated right now with KWEB itself, but it is what it is. But it could be just a coincidence, nothing to be relatable in that sense. Right, so right now we do see a potential triple top formation itself, which is definitely not a good sign. So we definitely do want it to break over this region itself, but right now we are facing some sort of resistance region itself. And you can also see that it could potentially form a triple top pattern itself, in which case it will be bearish. But of course, that is provided we actually put below the neckline over here and go towards the downside over there. So on the forward chart over here, yeah, there was a chart that was saying that I was zooming in, and I did enter a short trade for that. So I had a loss based on that, but that was on a shorter time frame trade. So right now we do see potential rejection over here on the 4-hour chart, but bear in mind we still have 40 minutes left to go. And even if we do see retracement itself, the question is how far do we retrace from it? Do we retrace all the way to 41K, 40K, or even lower? Or if it's just going to be a big retracement and then we can still continue towards the upside. So it could be somewhere like this, whereby we form some consolidation pattern before distinctive force breakout, and then we can usually continue towards the upside. Or of course, if you can see previously, we did also have someone like a rejection candlestick itself, and we could still definitely something like this, whereby we some more rejection candlestick, and then we could still potentially still climb up as well. So nothing is for certain when it comes to candlestick reading pattern itself. It's just that there is a higher probability that it could move towards the downside in this particular perspective. So depending on where it closes, you can see over here, if it closes near the mid, it's not exactly bearish. So if 40 minutes left to go, we are still very much near the center, much more bullish 90. Right, so apologies for the technical issue I mentioned on my daily journal itself. Right now, okay, so apologies for the technical issue, but basically what I'm waiting for the 4-hour chart is to either form a consolidation over here above the 43,000 region itself would definitely be one of the greatest bullish sign. Alternatively, we do face some sort of retracement and pullback. We do want it to be supported at the very minimum all the moving averages, which is actually congregating into one region itself. So definitely we want it to stay above 40K and remain above that. There'll be a very strong bullish sign, especially we have a very nice hammer candlestick, in which case I'll be very keen to enter a long setup. So otherwise, that's more or less about it. I don't see any nice setup on the forward chart just yet. If there's anything, I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.